Hi, I'm Brian McGovern, the creator of the McGovern Hitch. It has evolved, and I'm here to tell you about that evolution. The basis of the McGovern Hitch is still the same. It starts out, even out the strands, 1, 2, 3 times around, come back. They should be completely asymmetrical at this point. That guy comes over, ends under, longer one comes here. So this is where the hitch changes from what I've showed before. In this case, what we do now is, instead of just going around this other hitch cord, just going around this one, now we're doing the pass behind immediately. So I come under here and I go behind the climbing line. Still should be asymmetrical. Still should have a longer line. Okay? Now, I got to get a second time around this one, and I'm going over here to do it. See where my finger's at? That little, I'll make a little hole right there, and I'll just come right around and put that right through that hole. Pull that out. And then I'll pull that guy down, pull this guy down. And if you tried to tie the other one, I would tell you, you've really got to work on laying into it to get that hitch to balance out. This one balances out much easier and is basically effective right off the time. And gets better action. Just like that. But then, when you do the improvement of swapping this pulley in the opposite direction, it pushes it in a more inline way. And so you get even better smooth release lockup on it than did before. So, but that's the evolution of the McGovern Hitch. The two big changes that I've made to it and how I do it. So you might consider this McGovern Hitch 3.0. So another thing I wanted to, little bonus content to talk about, is the idea of using a double hitch climbing system. I don't think it'd be really effective if I were using rope wrenches, if I'm using mechanicals. They don't like being on top of each other. They won't hang. They can't handle the weight of another hitch on top of them, you know, especially if it weighs, it has the weight of a mechanical. So I doubt that any manufacturer would recommend it on their product. But with the McGovern Hitch, you can run two hitches, one right on top of the other, and be perfectly safe. Because if you're tied into both of them, the top hitch is working or the bottom hitch is working. One of the two always is working. So that works out really well. The reason that it's a really nice system to have, way to run, is that what I will do is drop off of the top hitch and just run the bottom hitch, and then use my flip line into the top hitch to be able to get me some slack, and then be able to pass this around another limb, or to be able to manipulate it to add a second tie-in point. I can slide this down on my rope and slack it up, kind of thing. Take this, let's see. So assume that's another limb kind of thing. I can take and put an alpine butterfly in, make a nice big loop in it, big enough for my carabiner and system to go through, and pull the tail out. And now that cinches around the limb. I can do what I've got to do with my dual tie-in points, with my singular tie-in point, balance out on it, walk out on a limb, walk up a limb, kind of thing, by throwing this out ahead of me, everything, and then still be able to retrieve it as a retrievable point without any trouble, and then just pull that over that limb and get it back to me. So I like that. If you guys want, I'll do a better video on explaining that technique, how I use it and where I use it, but just wanted to give you an idea that that's another option that became available to me that I've found very useful because of using a hitch without a rope wrench system and no mechanical. The thing too where this whole setup really shines is in actually working. There's no worry with me about torquing this around a limb, doing anything, where I definitely have that worry with any hardware. Don't like the idea of that, and especially when I'm coming through natural crutch redirects and stuff, if I've got my weight on it and it's a bigger branch, I've definitely put some torque on this system sideways into it, and obviously hitch cord doesn't care, so that's a nice advantage to the system as well. I'm pretty sure I covered everything I want to cover on this one. I hope you guys are using it. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are or you're not, please comment. Let me know whether you like it, you've tried it, if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you. I'm happy to hear any feedback I can get. I appreciate everybody's comments that's commented on it so far. Okay, thanks for your time, and stay tied in.